understanding and alignment on a larger scale. And one of the things that we've noticed as we've been sharing with people in the one-to-one is we think there's a somewhat different little perspective that we think could be useful in moving towards unity and balancing the disappointment when it seems that unity is really not being expressed, or there's challenge in finding ways to express it. And that is that to reach the place of recognition of interconnection, sometimes you have to begin with first acknowledgement of disconnection, an acknowledgement of difference. Now we're very specific when we say recognition of interconnection, because to us, interconnection is. No, it is. This is all connected. You are all connected. Culture is all connected. The planet is all connected. You are embedded in unity. You are, we are, it is expressions of unity. But one of the aspects of life, unique but sometimes problematic, is that we also have as inherent as the interconnection of all things is. People seem to really carry a very strong capacity to not recognize the interconnection of all things. So the movement of many spiritual teachings, of many philosophical teachings, is to remind people of the interconnection of all things, to support people in finding ways to see, to recognize that which is present, of helping people again and again connect to that place that knows the wholeness of all things. It seems in the way of it that that is not a constant, that the myriad things that get one's attention in life interrupt our capacity to really stay constantly in such recognition. In fact, that's often why it's seen as a special moment when someone fully recognizes the interconnection. A moment of bliss, a moment of aha, a special thing. But we do feel that when you engage your intellect, when you give yourself concepts of understanding the interconnection of all things, then you can have possibility to consistently rediscover and recognize this underlying truth, that it is all connected, we are all a collective. And in that, it is a constant moving, dancing exchange of being. But how do we tend to live? Not recognizing the interconnection of all things. And what we've been seeing recently is that, in fact, many people who carry a spiritual perspective of unity want to come and speak to each other, saying, do you not see we are all connected? Do you not want to celebrate our interconnection? Don't you see that you am I and I are you? Beautiful. Perhaps everyone in this room can understand that language and move to that resonance and follow it. But often, what happens is that language doesn't reach someone. That person has a reaction and thinks, I'm not like you. I'm not like you. I don't think like that. Well, maybe those words are okay, but I don't feel like that. I feel like this. I feel different than you. There's a movement to say, oh no, you are like me, see? And rather than them opening their eyes and hearts and feeling you, they feel threatened, uncomfortable, not seen, invisible, and connection is not experienced. Because in our view, in truth, most people are not resonating to this inherent connection. They are naturally, perhaps, seeing the world through their eyes, through their consciousness, through their language first. And they want to be seen. They want to be different than the other if they don't feel they are like the other. This can be on a very broad scale. I am this kind of believer and I am not like you, that kind of believer. It can be very personal. I'm very afraid of this. And aren't you afraid of it too? No, I'm not. Well, don't you understand how I'm afraid? No, I don't. Well, can't you feel into how I'm afraid? Because you know we're really all one. No, that doesn't make me afraid. So what's happening here? How are they not feeling? How is the unafraid person not moving into empathy with the afraid person? Because the difference is not being acknowledged. The difference isn't being the card laid on the table. So in this little example, the afraid person can say, I'm afraid. I'm not afraid. Oh, you're not afraid. That doesn't scare you. No, doesn't scare me. But it really scares me. Okay, I see, it really scares you. It really scares me so much. Can you help me even though you don't really understand it? Because maybe sometimes ever you've been afraid about something else? Well, you know, I'm not afraid about this, but it is possible that I once was afraid about something else. So in the big picture of being afraid, but I'm not afraid about this, maybe I can see that you're afraid. And so the two people in this simple little example can move to a recognition of a possibility of a shared place, yeah? And maybe from there they can move into a true empathy, and maybe from there they can move into, perhaps it's true that many humans at some time or other have experienced being afraid. And can we share that and support each other? And can we consider that this might be a universal experience? But it had to begin with acknowledging and recognizing difference. We feel that people are so concerned that acknowledging difference will amplify difference, will make it be bigger and stronger, that they want to pretend it doesn't matter or it's not there.